In 1966, a small town in West Virginia became the epicenter of one of America's strangest legends. A creature with glowing red eyes, massive wings, and an ominous presence appeared in the night, haunting witnesses and fueling rumors of disaster. This is the legend of the Mothman, a cryptid whose mystery refuses to fade. Welcome to Bats for Brains, I guess. I don't know, this is just what I've been calling the channel. It's a place where we can have thoughtful analysis on spooky media. Today, you and I are going to uncover everything that we know about the Mothman. Where did it come from? Does it serve a purpose? And does this picture have anything to do with its popularity amongst women? And some theories that attempt to explain the creature. Also, it's March, which means a lot of basketball fans are really stoked right now, but also a lot of cryptid fans are stoked because it's Mothman March. Let's get started. The Mothman legend began on November 12, 1966 in Clendenin, West Virginia. A group of 5 gravediggers were working late when they noticed a strange figure soaring above the treetops. They described it as a man-like creature with wings, unlike anything they had ever seen before. This eerie sighting set the stage for what would become one of the most infamous cryptid cases in history. Just 3 days later, on November 15, 1966, the most well-documented Mothman encounter occurred in the nearby town of Point Pleasant. That night, 2 young couples, Roger and Linda Scarberry and Steve and Mary Mallett, were driving near an abandoned TNT plant when they spotted something terrifying. They described this grayish humanoid figure about 7 feet tall with a wingspan of at least 10 feet. But the most chilling detail, it had glowing red eyes, which seemed to reflect their car's headlights. The creature spread its massive wings and took flight, chasing their vehicle at speeds of over 100 miles an hour. Despite their terror, the group managed to escape and reported the incident to the police. Now, I mentioned a TNT plant, but it wasn't just that. It was actually also an old World War II munitions facility full of underground tunnels, storage bunkers, and plenty of creepy little hidey holes. Basically, it was prime real estate for any cryptid. Locals started to connect the sightings of the Mothman to this area, suggesting that it might live inside the tunnels or use them as some sort of base of operations, which, if true, would make Mothman the only cryptid smart enough to have a secret lair. Over the next year, dozens of people claimed that they saw Mothman lurking near the plant, flying over the town, or just hanging out like some sort of eerie goth pigeon. But things took a much darker turn. On December 15, 1967, just a year later, the Silver Bridge collapsed during rush hour, which sent cars, trucks, and 46 people into the icy river below. It was a devastating tragedy, and because of all of the Mothman sightings leading up to this, people started asking, did Mothman try to warn us about this? Or did Mothman cause this disaster? Honestly, we don't know. Some people claim that Mothman is a prophet of doom, appearing before major disasters around the world. I guess he was allegedly seen before the Chernobyl events and even before 9/11. But others seem to think that he's just an unlucky bystander that gets blamed for everything. Either way, after the bridge collapse, the Mothman vanished. There was no more sightings. There's no more glowing red eyes. It was just an endless mystery with no resolution. Now, let's get to the fun part. What actually is the Mothman? Theory number 1, he's just a weird bird, dude. Some experts think that the Mothman was just a very confused sandhill crane, which is a big bird with red markings around its eyes that can get real tall when it's, feeling dramatic. Other candidates include barred owls, barn owls, and even mutant birds affected by TNT plant chemicals. But honestly, if the Mothman is just a really big bird with an attitude problem, I think that would be hilarious. Theory number 2 says that he's just a government experiment gone wrong. Point Pleasant has a history of weird military experiments, and some people believe that the Mothman was a secret project that actually escaped. Maybe it was a failed super soldier, or maybe they were just trying to make pigeons bigger and accidentally created an internet horror icon. We'll never know. Another theory, which is a little spicy, says that he's actually an interdimensional being. According to John Keel, author of The Mothman Prophecies, Point Pleasant was chock full of UFO sightings, Men in Black encounters, and strange radio signals, suggesting that Mothman might be some kind of extra-dimensional entity that just, I guess, dropped in for a while. Even though the Mothman has disappeared, he's kind of a local celebrity now. Point Pleasant holds an annual Mothman festival. There's a 12-foot-tall Mothman statue, and he's inspired books, movies, an army of cryptid fans, and a really cool homemade Halloween costume that my wife made. At this point, Mothman is less of a terror and more of a quirky hometown mascot, and honestly, good for him, I say. So, is Mothman a mutant bird, a spooky alien, or a misunderstood cryptid that's just trying to live its best life? I don't know, and we may never know, but one thing is for sure, if you ever find yourself driving through West Virginia at night and you see two glowing red eyes staring at you from the trees, maybe just wave politely and keep driving. And hey, leave a comment down below letting me know which cryptid you want me to cover next, because this is a lot of fun for me, and I hope it is for you too. I'll see you down there.